On this episode of Modern Hobbies TV, we're heading down to Frames Outdoor in Liberty, Indiana to cover the high school youth archery tournament put on by the Indiana Conservation Officers. We'll see kids dancing and having fun on this episode, and then later we're going to go to Old Trails Gun Club and we're going to sight in an AR-15 and talk about the different sights you can use for those. So stay tuned, we have a great show.
It's Dave with Modern Hobbies. We're down here at Frames Outdoors with Joe Stute, and he's going to explain the archery program that they've got going here for the Youth League.
Yeah, this is the NAPS County Archery Tournament we put on here. There's 9 teams involved. Frames sponsors it this year for us here, and all the kids in the county come in and shoot, some of them out of the county. NAS program is an awesome program. It's a National Archery School program, which is dedicated to all the kids in school, get them to learn to shoot the new Genesis compound bow, which is made by and designed by Matthews. We also shoot Easton arrows, but the kids all shoot the same equipment. They use a bow with no sights on it. It's a draw length varies from 18 inches to 30 inches. And the arrow length is exactly 30 inches long, and there's no changes in the bow other than they are allowed to go down 10 pounds in poundage, up to 20 pounds as high as the maximum goes. This program is really exciting, what it does for the kids. You know, loving the kids as I do and loving archery as I do means a great deal to me, buddy, for working with all these kids. And there's a lot of coaches and people get in. The kids get in an archery program, and basically they don't have to be hollered at to excel and do whatever.
I see a lot of camaraderie between the kids, and it's just it's been a good day here watching all the kids shoot. They're all kind of rooting for each other, and I asked several of the kids about their scores, and it's neat to see them really get into it like they do.
And they really do. But the harder part is, if you don't love the sport, it's hard to watch because there's no noise, not really to speak of. They shoot an arrow down there, and they say, where is it, in the gold, or is it in red, or where is it at? But these kids take a lot of personal pride in themselves. You don't have to be a super athlete to shoot archery, but you have to be good mental control, because archery is 90% mental, 10% physical. I enjoy watching every one of them, and I'm interested in all the kids that shoot. It doesn't have to be just my team. If I see some way that I can help somebody on another team, I'll help them. Archery's been good to me in the years that I've supported archery and shot for myself. I got to shoot professionally for years. My son is a U.S. world champion in the archery division, and it's been really great. Now I have a chance to put back what archery's given to me with all these kids. And NAS program, I just can't tell you how well it is. There's 11 steps that the shooters go through to shoot a bow. Once they learn these 11 steps properly, they can pick up any bow that they want to pick up and shoot. A hunting bow, or they can get in tournament archery, and they can move right into some of them in the NAA archery, which the Olympic style archery is pretty awesome.
Yeah, this is all instinctive shooting, which is pretty tough to do. And I see these kids pulling it off out here. We're here with Carolyn Gibbons. She's going to introduce a couple of her shooters today and see how they did.
Hello.
Hello.
We have with us Zach Muston. He's one of our top shooters, and Tessa Zane, and she's our top female shooter.
All right. Come on in. So how'd you shoot today?
I shot not my best, but not my worst. So 272. So.
Okay. That's good. That's good.
Tessa came to us not having shot previously, and Tessa, how did you overcome that disadvantage?
Well, I had a lot of help from people who were experienced, like my friend Martina. She had shot before she done it our freshman year, and it helped me a lot because I had her to help me, and the coaches helped me a lot too. I've improved a lot, I think.
Great. You got another shooter for us?
Yes, we have Zach Muston. Zach came to us as a shooter already. He's been a very good shooter. What have you gained from the program, though?
You get friends by just competing, talking to different people, getting with your teammates, having fun, just having a good time.
You get to meet kids from other schools that are into the same thing you're into?
Yeah. State,
So how'd you shoot today?
I shot all right. It was only a 278. So.
That's a good score. It's a good score. You know, best score is 300. If it's a perfect score, that's as good as you can get. That's not a bad score at all. It's kind of like bowling. If I could bowl a 278, I'd be thrilled to death with that. So, all right. And I'm here with
Dan Lane,
and Faith Steele.
and they're representing.
Community Christian School in Connersville.
Okay, and they brought a couple shooters down here today. Let's talk to their first shooter. And your name is?
Jake Creech.
Okay, and how'd you shoot today?
Pretty good. I think I'm happy with my score.
You don't want to tell us your score?
Oh, my score was 245.
What's your best score?
245.
So you shot your best score today. That's awesome. And your name?
Clay Lane.
And how'd you shoot today?
Okay, I got a 227.
And what's your best score?
252.
Oh, okay. So you didn't quite hit your best, but were you happy with your score today?
Yeah, it was okay.
All right. Let's hear it. Frames Outdoors. We're down here with
Jake Sparks and Garrick Shepler.
And what school are you guys representing?
Union County High School. Union County High School.
All right. And you guys got any sponsors that helping you guys out?
Yeah, we got Pizza King, Patriot Auto Sales and Frames, Mark's Auto Repair, Liberty Bell, and A&A Optics.
Okay. What's your best score?
I think mine's a 271.
And how do you think you did compared to your best score?
I could have shot a lot better today.
And what's your best score?
288.
And how do you think you did compared to your best score?
Fell off the map for sure.
Have a little trouble out there?
Oh yeah. I didn't show up today.
You didn't hit the...
Okay, this is Tri-High versus Union County 1. First of all, welcome you, Tri-High. I know this is your guys' first tournament, correct? As far as the tournament. And you guys getting to go to state here soon? Are you guys going to state this year? Ah, shucks. Well, at least send a representative to watch that thing, because next year you won't miss it. It's awesome. Union County 1, you guys will be going and winning that dude this year, right? All right. My name is Bill Brown. I welcome you, Tri-High. I welcome you, Union County 1, to the 2012 Regional Tournament here at Frames Outdoors. I hope you guys do well. I want you to concentrate on what you're doing. Here are the explanation of what you're going to do. First of all, are you Union County? You are. You two go down to target number 1 and scorecards. You guys got scorecards yet? There are scorecards right there. Take your score. Okay, got a scorecard? There is a pencil. Put your name and your school on it. Target number 1. You and you, target number 2. Name and school name. You two.
The conservation officer is going to give us some information on how this all got started.
Hey, well, I don't know how this actually got started nationwide, but it has now went worldwide, and it's in many of the different countries. And now we picked it up here in Indiana, and there was 8,500 shooters with 48 different states that came to our national tournament last year, and you know it's just all over the place. So NASP, National Archery in the Schools program, is actually worldwide now. So just a fantastic program that we've got started in the schools here.
Yeah, I hadn't heard about this program. Actually, Oscar Abner clued us into this program, told us to come down and shoot some video today, and I'm really glad we did. This, I've seen a lot of schools represented here, a lot of kids. It's just been a good activity for them. How's this thing score for the kids that come out to shoot?
What we're doing here today is a regional tournament. There's 9 schools that are involved, and each one of the schools come up. The top 12, no less than 4 opposite gender. So it sometimes figures out to the top 8 boys and the top 4 girls, but sometimes the girls do better than the boys.
I've seen some girls shooting pretty good here today.
And it could be 6 and 6 or whatever, but top 12, no less than 4 opposite gender, and that's what makes up a team score. And then they also break it down to the top males and the top females, top 3 of each category. So they shoot for all kinds of different awards and things like that. the top school. We've got a major award for them, the top shooter for today, the top boy, the top girl, all the way through. So each gender can get their own.
Okay. Where can viewers go to get information on this tournament?
Actually, they can go to Indiana NASP, Indiana NASP website. They can also go to the National Archery in the Schools program website, which will take them to the national site, and they can follow all of it. The state tournament for Indiana is actually in Muncie at the Horizon Center next Friday night, or next Friday day, all day long. Okay. And then we've got over 1,000 shooters from Indiana that will be there.
Do you have any idea how many shooters we had today?
I haven't actually counted up. Each school participates with 24 kids, so 24 times 9, I think we've got 180, 190 kids.
All right. Down here with
Brian Peggs.
And what school are you representing?
Tri Junior Senior High School.
Okay, he's got a couple kids that shot today, and we're going to get their scores or see how they did today. And your first shooter?
Is Andy Jones.
Okay, Andy, how you think you shot today?
Pretty good.
What's your best score?
255.
How do you think you did today as compared to your best score?
About the same.
About the same? Think you did about the same? Yeah. All right, they haven't got the scores tallied yet, but we're going to get the scores here in a few minutes. And who's your other shooter?
April Stevens.
How do you think you did today?
I think I did pretty good.
And what's your best score?
240.
Think you beat it?
Probably not.
Yeah. Have a little trouble today?
Yeah, my shoulder was acting up.
What do you think of the range here? Have you shot here very much?
No, first time.
Okay. It's a pretty nice range down here, so if you get the chance, I come down to Frames Outdoors and check it out. Okay, Brian, you got some sponsors that help you out with your team. You'd like to give them a shout out?
Absolutely. You know, it takes a little bit of money to do things. We got Gertz Archery and Anderson the Strawn that's sponsors, along with Dungan Heating and Plumbing out of Cambridge City, and Poor Boys Taxidermy out of Spiceland, along with McPrinting T-Shirts and Design Corporation, Davis Towing up in Newcastle, Indiana. So they make it possible for us to come out and shoot with the kids and then get some nice shirts for us for uniforms.
Okay. You know, it's not easy putting all this together, and it's really nice when you got some sponsors, you know, helping to kick in a little money to get the equipment that they need to get things done here. Okay, we're down here with
Matt Hines
and
Nick Markwell.
Okay, and you guys are representing what school?
Monroe Central. We're out of Parker City, Indiana.
Okay. You got a couple kids here that you're going to bring on?
Yeah, I'd like to introduce Joel Chalfant.
Okay. How'd you shoot today?
I got 285.
What's your personal best score?
285.
So you shot your best score here today?
Yes.
You happy with that then?
Yeah.
All right. All right. You got another kid?
Sierra Morgan. She's a junior.
And what's your best score?
My best score overall? 268.
Okay. And what'd you shoot today?
269.
So you beat your score today. All right. All right. So what do you think of the range?
It's pretty nice. It's really nice here.
Okay. And who else you got for us?
We got Dakota Adams.
Okay. And what's your personal best score?
291.
And how'd you do today?
Shot a 280.
That's still not a bad score. You know, 291 is going to be tough to beat. So I wouldn't be dissatisfied with 280. All right, do you guys have anybody helping you with your team?
Oh yeah, we the Farmland Conservation Club there around Farmland, Indiana, has really helped us out. They donated quite a bit of money to get our program going. We had a state qualifier there at the school that went really well. Most of the kids really enjoyed it. The schools shot really well. Every school there qualified for the state tournament, and but they did donate a lot of money with the Farmland Conservation Club, and Stony Creek Vet Service donated some money to get that shoot going. So I'd like to thank them a lot. So.
All right, this is Darren, and we're still down here at Frames Outdoors shooting the archery contest. This is the last school of the day, and we're with
Alan Landis.
And he's one of the coaches, and you have some students you want to show off?
Absolutely. I'd like to introduce you to Trey Schmidt and Courtney Paulshock.
All right, I got to say one thing. I like that hat.
He made it. He made it.
All right, cool. So what'd you shoot today?
I think high 260s, low 270s. I'm not for sure yet.
Is that pretty good for you?
Yeah.
All right, so you have a pretty good feeling about today's event?
Yeah, definitely.
All right. So where do you normally shoot?
Somewhere right around there. The highest I've ever shot was 260. Or 270?
267?
No,
272?
272, I think. So I should be right around there today.
So how long have you been shooting?
Since last year.
All right, well, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
You have another student, looks like, coming in.
Yeah, this is Trey Schmidt.
All right, and what did you shoot today?
I shot a 275.
All right, great. I also like your hat.
Thank you.
How long have you been shooting?
Shot for a couple of years with whatever, just compound bow, and here recently I've switched to shooting the bare bow. Like this was shooting competition with it.
All right, I don't know if I asked you what school you're from.
Anderson High School.
All right, well, we're getting ready to hand out trophies. You have any sponsors you'd like to talk about today?
Absolutely. The Kennedy family from Anderson, Indiana, Maximus Crossbows, and Slayer Broadheads.
All right, thanks a lot.
Hey, you're welcome.
While they were waiting for the scores to be tallied up, this little boy got them dancing to the music to help pass the time.
It does take a while. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time that you've been waiting for.
At the end of the day, there were plenty of ribbons and trophies handed out for schools and individuals, and then there was a big first-place trophy passed out to the top school.
That means one school's left with a 3,099, the reigning champions, Connersville High School. Booyah! I'm done talking on this thing.
Everybody, I want you to give a big round of applause to Bill Brown. He took a time out.
Okay, guys, we told you we're coming down to the gun range today. We're going to shoot an AR-15. Try our marksmanship with a couple different barrels, a couple different optics. First up, we're going to use my Spikes Tactical lower receiver with the LMT upper receiver and a Leopold Mark AR scope on it. We've got some quick release mounts on it. We're going to shoot, get it zeroed, and we're going to pull the scope off, put it back on, and see if it retains its zero with these quick release mounts. So let's get loaded up here and put it together. All right, we set up a couple targets. We're going to fire our first 5-round group into the target downrange here and see what they look like. Alright, there's our first 5-round group. We'll go down range, check that out, and see how it is. Okay, now that we've shot our first 5-round group, we're going to go ahead and pop the scope off with these quick release mounts, then put the scope back on, shoot another 5-round group, and see what kind of zero we get with that. Now we're going to make sure that we put these back into the same spot on the rail system so that we try to do our best to retain zero with this scope mount. So we'll pop in our next magazine, shoot 5 rounds, and see what we get. now we'll go down range and see the difference between the two groups, see if the point or our zero changes places on the two targets. All right, we came down range. It's a little windy, so I'm going to say that's why I had a flyer on that first 5-round group. And then taking a look at our second 5-round group, actually a 6-round group, I must have slid an extra round in there. We got a pretty good group, and it retains zero using those ATG quick release mounts. So, I'm tickled to death the fact that I can take that scope off, put it back on, and we're still zeroed. Now this is 100 yards. You get out to 200-300 yards, then obviously, this group's going to get pretty wide. But I'm pretty happy with that group. They're all stacked there together at 100 yards. So I'm going to say that those scope mounts worked out pretty good. All right, what we've done is shot 2 5-round groups with the Mark AR on the gun, zeroed, pulled it off, put it back on, made sure that we retained zero, and then we went back down range and checked it out, and it stayed right on the money. So what we're going to do now, we're going to put a sight mark red dot on it. This is a 3 MOA dot. I'd said down range that it was a 5 MOA dot. This is actually a 3 MOA dot, which is pretty fine. So we're going to be able to get a good 5-round group or 3-round group here at 50 yards with it. So we're going to pull this off, put the sight mark on, check and make sure that it's zeroed. Then we're going to pull it off, put it back on, and see if it stays at the exact same zero as we had on the first 3-round group. So what we've essentially done is taken this gun from a long-range weapon using the Mark AR scope from Leopold, putting on a sight mark red dot, which turns it into an entry type gun or a short-range gun. What the red dot does for us is give us fast sight acquisition for close quarters, kicking indoors and taking names with it. So we're going to shoot a 3-round group here, make sure that the zero's still right, and then we're going to take it off, put it back on, see if it retained that exact same zero. We'll load up our first 3-round magazine. It's got adjustable levels of illumination, so that makes it nice in the daylight. All right, we're going to clear the range. We're going to go down, check that first 3-round group, and see what it looks like. Okay, we shot our final 3-round zeroing group. We got into the red here. We got one little flyer, but I'm not too concerned about that. If you look at the meat of where we're going to be at, we're going to be right here. And the adjustments on that red dot are not that intricate. So if you can get in the red with that red dot, that's as good as it's going to get. So I'm going to call this zeroed. We're going to go ahead and shoot our next group on this one right here. Then we're going to pull that red dot off, put it back on, and see if it retains zero. So we're going to shoot 2 3-round groups into that bottom target and check to see how well that sight mark red dot retains zero with the quick release mount. All right, we've got our first 3-round magazine loaded up. We're going to go to the bottom target. We've set a camera up down there on the target, so we'll get to see some live action footage of the bullet hitting the target. Okay, we got the range is all hot. All right, now the purpose of this whole thing was to take this sight mark off and put it back on and see that it retains its zero, or if it doesn't retain its zero. Now what's important is that when we put it back on, that we put it back on the Picatinny rail in the same location that we took it off. So we're going to pop it off, kind of pay attention to what mark we were on when we took it off. Now we're going to put it back on, and then we're going to load another 3-round magazine. Let's see if we hit the same zero that we had before we pulled it off and put it back on. So let's go downrange and see what we got. Well, we shot a 3-round group, and we didn't get it in the bullseye, but we did get a nice tight little group. We came back down and checked the second group, and even though we didn't get it in the bullseye, we did retain our zero, taking that thing off and putting it back on the weapon. So I'm gonna call it a success as far as retaining zero. I'm gonna call it a failure on my part to hit my bullseye, but you know, I'm gonna say the group is nice and tight, so I think we still got some adjustment to be had there on the red dot. Okay, so what we've done today is we've changed a couple different optics on my sight mark flat top receiver. We tried the sight mark on it. It was a little on the left, a little off to the left, but it did retain zero with the quick release mount. The Leopold, on the other hand, we shot with it, and it stayed dead on target at 100 yards. So, you know, I'm thrilled to death with both of these. You know, in this price range, a sight mark red dot is quite the bargain. You can put it on and take it off. And then these AGC mounts or ATG mounts are a bargain too. You know, I got them off of eBay, put them on my Leopold Mark AR scope. We can put this scope on and take it off and still retain zero, and that's pretty important to be able to change this weapon into 2 different kinds of weapons, a long range and a close range weapon. So next thing we're going to do, we're going to shoot Brett's AR-15. His AR-15 is a little different setup, and we'll go over that here in just a second.
Hey, this is Brett Fox. We're going to shoot a different type of AR-15 here, a little bit different than Dave's setup. This has a Rock River lower, an LMT upper, and a Wilson bull barrel. It's kind of a flat top receiver. And we got a Nikon scope on there that's 3x9. We're going to try to do a little bit of 100-yard action here and kind of see what kind of groups we get. So range is going hot. All right, we're gonna clear the range and go down and see what kind of group we got. Okay, we came down here downrange to the 100-yard, and what this tells us is that these ARs are very, very accurate. You can see here nearly all of the shots were in the 10 group. Got one little flyer up here, but really, really happy with the performance of that rifle.
Hope you guys enjoyed the AR-15 segment that we had today. Next time we come down to the range, we're going to be shooting pistols. That's on a future episode of Modern Hobbies, so hope you guys enjoyed our episode today. Archery tournament, and we're here with
Dan Lane.
And
hey, we're shooting
maybe.
Just charge it on the left.
Can't.
What is going on with that?
Can you figure it out, Brett?
I'm not sure what's up.
Silly.